Yeah, definitely not our best. Kind of just felt like it was just a 50-50 game. Kind of left it up to chance, and yeah, they got that first one, and we just never got to our game really. Maybe for a couple minutes, but not for a long period.
Do you just feel like the execution was off for you guys tonight a little bit?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we didn't really execute. We didn't get in their zone enough. Just I feel like through the neutral zone we didn't get to the neutral zone clean a lot, and yeah, against a team like that they kind of feed off that. So.
What did you guys see during that 6-on-5? There's 3 minutes that you guys have that net that's free. So just want to see what you saw out there.
Yeah, I mean we actually had some good looks. I thought we had some good chances. I kind of had an empty net almost and hit the post, and Stammer had some shots, and yeah, we had some good looks, but it's just too late.
You don't have to wait long to try again. What do you want to see them differently tomorrow?
I think just getting back to our game, playing our style for 60 minutes, and we didn't do that tonight. And yeah, we're a good team when we play our style, and when we don't, we kind of leave it up to chance.
Different result tonight. What do you make of this one overall for your group here?
Yeah, I think we weren't sharp enough. We had moments, but at the end of the day, just overall, just weren't clean enough. It felt like a little disconnected.
You guys haven't had many of those nights the last month and a half or so. You feel like you just chalk it up to one time and move on when you have a performance like this?
I hope so. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's. Who knows, right? I guess the good news is don't have a long time to think about it. We back here tomorrow, and chance to kind of correct those things.
Individually, do you feel like you've kind of settled into a groove here with the way that you've been playing?
Yeah, it definitely. Every game goes by, I think more and more comfortable with the group, and yeah, just trying to contribute any way I can, and yeah, it's weird, right? But it's good.
You touched on it, but as you said, a back-to-back. How beneficial is that to get right back at it tomorrow, and how do you go about regrouping? What goes into that?
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, look at what needs to be looked at from tonight, and then cut it loose. Our minds have to shift right away, and I think that after a game like that tonight, I think that can be a good thing, and we'll learn from things. But at the end of the day, we know what makes us good, and we're just off a little bit tonight. So I think it's a good opportunity to come back and turn the page and show up with a better effort tomorrow.
Nic Hague and Josi said that everything was just a little off tonight. How did you see it tonight?
Yeah, I thought we came out in our first 8 minutes or so. I liked our game. I thought we dictated a little bit, and then we got really sloppy with the puck. Our execution was fairly poor by our standards, and it didn't allow us to get to our game. And we pushed a little bit at the end, but I think the whole game, I'm not sure if we thought it'd be a little bit easier than it was, and then we got frustrated with it and seemed to compound, which we haven't done that often. But regardless, we weren't sharp, and they were the better team for most of the game.
Robbie?
Well, you mentioned you haven't done it that often, especially lately. Do you just kind of chalk it up to a one-game thing at that point? Is there concern about that at this point? How do you handle that as a coach?
I think you got a game tomorrow, so you go back to work tomorrow. We haven't done this very often. You just, I know a little bit of the fatigue set in, which shouldn't be an excuse. They played the night before. We just weren't sharp. We didn't execute at the level that we normally execute, and hence kind of played a 50-50 game. And 50-50 game against, they got one of the top scorers in the league. He'll probably make you pay, and he made us pay.
Chicago is obviously down to their third-string goalie there. Was not being able to get one by him a product of Chicago doing a decent job protecting him, or was it just kind of the lack of execution?
Yeah, I think, a couple things. I mean, I think they did a really good job defending in around the net, and we weren't gritty and greasy enough to get inside enough. I think he saw a lot of pucks that we need to get in front of them, especially this time of year. And we kind of a little bit, I'd say, dictated a lot of the game where we just wanted a little bit easier. We thought it would be a little bit prettier, and we knew coming in, we warned that it's going to be a muddy game, and they defend and they're going to pack the house in, and we just didn't get the get the memo on that, or the memo didn't sink in.
Robbie?
You guys have had a ton of travel, and I'm not throwing excuses out there, but how do you feel like guys are holding up physically with the way things have been lately?
Yeah, I mean, I think, every team's going through it, and we're in the whole mix. I think probably worried when he came back from the road trip if the Thursday game would be the one that you weren't sharp or you're a little sluggish. And, I thought we played a really good game Thursday, and maybe it caught up to us tonight. I'm not sure, but we got to move on. We got another game tomorrow. We should be disappointed. We lost to the team that was more desperate, and that hasn't happened to us very much in the last 6 weeks.